Okay, this is John here. I'm gonna take you on an up river paddle here for a while. Show you my my route. I'm not sure how long I'll run it, but just on a iPhone, what is it, an iPhone 7 I think. Kind of cloudy today and it's a little cooler. I was thinking it was supposed to be been same as yesterday. Yesterday was beautiful, but I'm almost tempted to put another shirt on here. I got the wind blowing right in my face. But I usually hug the sides. I'm gonna go usually cross right here when it's, yeah, I got that breeze right in my face. So far I haven't seen a soul. Of course I just got in. Might be too cool for, definitely probably too cool for tubers. Might be some canoes and kayaks. I think yesterday I saw the most I've seen this season, canoes and kayaks. I bet both rental places had, I bet all their boats out. But I usually try to avoid, you can usually tell if a log is down underneath, there's usually a ripple, but I usually try to hug the, you can see out in the middle there, the current's stronger. If you kind of hug the sides, you can generally find eddies where it makes it a little easier. There's a log there, I'm just going over it. It's down about 7-8 inches. Hope the sun comes back out. Brought my big hat in case. He leads me beside still waters. Oh, I love it out here. I just hope and pray I can keep doing it. It's so quiet. You know, I read a book by, he's Jewish. I think he's got his doctorate in astrophysicist, and I forget what all else. His name's Gerald Schroeder. He's written several books. I think it's Gerald. Can't remember if it's spelled with a J or a G. But I've got 3 of his books. One of them I've read over and over. I still can't get it all. It's The Hidden Face of God. And every time I'm down here in these trees in the river, you know, there's a scripture that says, man is without excuse for all that's around us. Can't see wind, but we can feel it in our face. And we sure can't see God other than his tracks. I mean, this is all information around us. It's total information, which is the word. And it's also total engineering. Yeah, I had a hummingbird fly up by my head the other day, and the wings are just incredibly loud when they get close to you. Imagine a full-size human, or a full-size being, I should say, an angelic being. Imagine the sound of that. could be quite loud, but yeah, it's all of the different birds. Put a little acorn seed in the ground and it grows to be a 100-year-old oak tree. Just the weight of the water in the clouds. Oh my gosh. And how it all works. Just ever so perfectly to sustain life. Alrighty. This gets a little tough right in here. Hopefully I don't sound like I'm short of breath or anything here. And then up here, with the water level at this level, I cut across. I'm gonna probably try to go like 10 minutes of video. I don't want to totally bore you, but I just thought I'd show again how I go upriver in the mighty Kish. You seen a fish jump? Okay, see how I'm just kind of gliding here? There's no current at all behind this little rock point, but there's current out there. So you kind of do just like a sailboat. You know how when you take a ice cube and squeeze it between your fingers? It's the same concept with the water. And sailing is the wind. It's you kind of tack and you actually use the current to kind of propel you forward. And I do the same thing up here at this one. This one's pretty swift up here. One of the swifter ones in the Kish that I know of. But it's total dead water here. It wouldn't matter if I was going any which way. It's almost like a pond right here. You can see how the current goes around that point there. This is the North Gorge point where the rock, in fact, there's probably about 12, 13, 14 feet. That's all new rock in there that washed down in that last big rain we had from the gorge. Alrighty, now this is another one that's kind of a tricky one, but like I say, you do it like a sailboat in the wind. You tack it. Takes you out right away, but then you just keep paddling and using that current. And then I usually about here, I start going back to that eddy. It's at the top. Just like so. It's a lot easier than trying to go straight up, because you're actually going uphill. Right there's, I wouldn't know how many inches of drop there are there, but it's more than the rest of the river. The whole river is going downhill. You're on a water slide, but some spots it gets. That's why I found when the river gets deeper, everybody thinks it's so hard going upriver. Well, it is if you're out in the middle of the current. But if you're to the side where there's eddies, the river kind of levels off more. You don't have those more noticeable drops like you do when the water is shallower. Make sense? Took me a while to figure that one out, but that is definitely physics involved. But the CFS increases with the depth of the water, because you've got, so if you're out in the current, it's moving a lot harder because of the cubic feet per second that's being moved. But yeah, still nobody. So I think everybody was out yesterday. They're all kicking back before they have to go back to work tomorrow, probably having their picnics and stuff. Now let's see, we're 10 minutes in. I'm going to take you up to the bridge here, and then that's probably enough for this video. Swift spot, and I usually try to stay behind any kind of debris like I did there. It gives you a little bit less current. It's like I see sunshine shining on the river ahead up here by the bridge. Yeah, back to what the human eye can't see. I retired the last 2 years of my dad's life when he was living. He was on hospice, and so I would sit with him quite often when my mom would need a break, and because he was at home, we had him at home on hospice the whole time. He didn't want to go to a nursing home. Ooh, there was a fish. Did you see that one? That was a pretty good size one. I would sit with him, and I can't remember if it was a week before. I was sitting with him the day he died, and I could tell by his breathing, but I think it was I think he pretty much was out of it. He would come to and talk, and I think it was about a week or 2 weeks before he died. I was in there, and he's just staring at the ceiling, right where the ceiling meets the wall, and he's talking to a woman like she's in the room. It was the most bizarre thing. And I didn't say anything, to him, I mean, he's talking to this woman, like she's there. And I asked one of the hospice nurses about it, and she says, we see that all the time. And it was quite a memorable experience. I'll never forget it. Oh, here's some fishermen up here. So I think I'll turn the camera off here. Get up to this tree. It'll be about 15 minutes, I think. 14, 15 minutes upriver. I think you kind of get the idea. Yeah, looks like a guy in a canoe fishing. And some other guys on the bank. Alrighty, I'm going to turn it off here. 14 minutes. Alright, you have a good one. God bless.